Hey guys, welcome to my office for the week. I am here on a boat sailing the Greek islands with my family, and I wanted to make this video for you about what you can do with the third eye to make you more successful in your business. So from my experience, these are things that I found that you can do after initiation from Swamiji, opening your third eye. Various things you can do in the business that make life a lot easier and shortcut the trial and error process and the time it would normally take to get these same results. So in no particular order, first thing that I found you can do with third eye very effectively is create clients or buyers. So one of my businesses is a real estate investment business, and pretty much literally every single property that I have, I will sit and create the space through the third eye the way Swamiji initiated for a buyer to come within a certain time at a certain price. And there have been a few notable instances where people have just come for exactly that price, seemingly out of nowhere. Like I remember one time I asked a business partner a deal we were doing, how much you want to sell the property for. He said $925. Long story short, immediately buyer came next day completely out of nowhere, and turns out that they were like in front of the house that didn't have a sign on it, and a bunch of coincidences lined up. So I actually made a separate video about that example. Or for the sale of the property, every property I have, I'll write down how much money I want to make on it and what the sale price will be, and things line up. So whatever business you're in, whether you're a coach, consultant, software, real estate, whatever, you can, with your will, through the third eye, command and influence things to line up so that client comes to you very quickly, very efficiently. So that house, I didn't have to advertise, I didn't have to spend weeks, I didn't have to pay an extra broker commission, buyer just came. So that was very worth it. Second thing that you can do with third eye is read people. You can use third eye to see whether a situation will work out, a deal will work out, how things will go. The third eye will let you see the default future and how things will be based on the way things are right now. And whatever's shown to you, you have the power to change it. Whatever vision is shown to you means you can change it. But I remember a particular example, like I just negotiated for the sale of a house, everything was perfect, and just as I was walking out of the house, I just saw a vision how these buyers wouldn't buy the house. They wouldn't be able to get their financing together no matter what. And that's exactly what happened immediately. Like a few hours later, I got a call from the broker, and they explained that, look, they're $50,000 short, the deal wouldn't work. So again, very useful, saves you a lot of hassle and pain when you can predict situations up front. Now, when your third eye is open, to the extent that you don't use it, you can get yourself into situations that could have been avoided if you had simply used your third eye properly. Number three, third thing that you can do is you can see answers to business puzzles. So after third eye is opened, there's no such thing as not knowing anymore in your business. It's just not wanting to look in. So for example, in the real estate business, there's a very unique type of property that we pursue, and I remember one time I sat down and I just thought, okay, how can I find more of these properties? A very complex process, very like unique type of property, and instantly the answer came within a few hours. I was already on it, and I figured out how to do it. Number four, you can move people in situations that are stuck. So Swamiji gave an initiation through the third eye. It's called consciousness over matter. And with this initiation, you can literally actually even move physical objects like coconuts. I remember one time I demonstrated for my attorney. I put the coconut in their hand, and I was like, which way do you want it to move? And it moved. We're able to do this through Swamiji's grace because Swamiji shows us that all things are connected. People, objects, situation, everything. And there's a common source where you merge with everything into the space of oneness. When you can connect to that, you can also influence things to move and shift that have been stuck. So just like you can move matter, literally physically you can move matter, you can move situations. So several times, sorry, I'm holding the camera. Several times I did this, most notably on 2 real estate transactions. One where there's a property that was actually stuck in litigation for 5 years before I made an offer to buy it, and there was an issue with the state of New Jersey. And long story short, 2 days before the house was getting foreclosed on, I drove by it and I thought, okay, everything's going to be lost anyway. I might as well try Swamiji's initiation. And I literally did the same thing that you do to move the coconut in front of the house. And I saw the whole legal situation as this black cloud hanging over the property. And I used the power of the initiation until I felt and saw the cloud lifting up and moving off the property. Long story short, next day we got an email from the state, who, by the way, doesn't even respond, that all of a sudden they're going to, lift the legal situation, and the sale of the property went through. 48 hours later, we closed on it. Bought this thing for half of what it was worth. I'm 100% confident that without that conscious intervention, nothing would have shifted, and that deal would have been lost, as well as all the profits from that deal. I have a bunch of other situations, but I'm just going to go to number 5. So number 5 is aligning the power of coincidence to create what you want. So for every single real estate deal that I do, including the ones that I don't even have yet, I write down exactly what I want to make and when. And just recently I wrote down the amount of money that I wanted to make before I took this trip, and it seemed extremely unlikely with everything that was going on. And the number itself seemed like a little too much for me at the time that I was writing it, but I wrote it down, and then every single day, through connecting with the oneness space, the way Swamiji taught, through third eye, I would create and recreate the space for this to happen. And day by day, all of my inner doubts and reasons why this shouldn't happen were very logical reasons, right? They started melting away, and long story short, literally I think like 2-3 days before I ended up getting on this boat, deals closed, the money got made and put into my account. And I found the piece of paper later, and it's almost exactly the amount of money that was made on the deal, net, after all the profits and everything. So third eye lets you create the space, and it lets you see your own inner, you can say your own inner blockages, so that you can manifest what you want. And when it doesn't work out, you can see clearly why it's not happening, so you can adjust and correct course. 6th thing that you can do with third eye for business that's useful is seeing where you're stuck. So for me, what I've learned is pursuing success is a process of getting rid of your own wrong ideas about you and what's possible for you. So that's normally a personal growth process that takes a lot of trial and error and time for people. That trial and error can get compressed from years to months to literally a few hours when you use third eye to look inside and see where are the different blockages that you have inside you. One of the things that Swamiji taught is that, again, everything is connected. Whatever is happening outside you in your life and your business is a reflection of what's inside you. So I recently had a situation where, I'll give you 2 examples. One is I was completely stuck with this one contractor that was just not doing what he was supposed to do. And no matter what, I was always butting heads with this guy, and there'd be no movement on this property. Property was just sitting there stuck. And then when I looked in through third eye, I tried to understand, why is this happening? Why am I stuck with this guy? I was able to look in and see how this guy was a reflection of one particular thing inside me. And when I was able to move that, things started happening on this property also, started getting results. There's another situation where I was actually involved in threatening another party with legal action. We're actually both busy threatening each other instead of doing this deal. And in this situation, actually, a friend of mine, she looked at the situation remotely, just through a Skype call, scanned me with her third eye, scanned the situation, the picture of the people, and she actually told me what inside me was causing this whole stalemate in this situation. And as soon as I was able to tune into that and attend to that, all of a sudden things started moving. So just that insight through the third eye showing me a place where I was stuck that I would have never guessed otherwise, was literally saving hundreds of thousands of dollars in potential litigation. So that's 6 things. I'm going to recap because people like lists. So number 1 is creating the space for buyers and clients. Number 2 is seeing if a situation will work out, or seeing if a deal will work, or seeing how a person will act so that you can plan accordingly. 3 is seeing answers to business challenges, right? Like how to get more business, how to do things better, how to raise money. 4th is moving situations that are stuck, using your willpower to make things move and shift when they're not moving fast enough. 5th is aligning the power of coincidence, meaning creating a space, creating a visualization, and seeing it happen through extremely unlikely coincidences. And then the last thing is obviously scanning yourself, seeing where you're stuck, seeing where you need to grow so that things happen quicker for you. So those are the top 6 things that I found that I can do in business with Third Eye. Again, my third eye was opened through the grace of Swamiji Paramsanthyanda. I went to India for a 21-day program, and literally just by looking, he was able to awaken the third eye, and then many, many interesting things started happening. So I have a bunch of other videos about this. If this was interesting to you, click the subscribe button, and I'll be making more videos, and I'll be sharing more remote travel and work locations. Thank you guys. Bye.